Do you have some questions about unschooling? Have you heard about it and you wonder, could this work for us? Maybe you need some clarification on some things you've heard about it. Well, I'm Sue Patterson, and I'm a writer and a community organizer and a homeschooling coach, but I'm also a suburban mom who pulled her kids out of the school system almost 25 years ago. My kids are 31, 29, and 26 now, and doors did not close for them. They had all the opportunities that they wanted. And I want to show you how maybe this unconventional path could work for you too. So let's dive in. These are the two big questions, right? What is it? And can regular people do this? Got my notes here so I don't get off track too badly. So let's just look at it. When we talk about unschooling, it's really simple. It's how humans are hardwired to learn. We do this without the school system stuff. We don't really need those tests and quizzes and subjects and grade levels. And schools have convinced us that we do need all of that in order for kids to learn, that they have to have that to keep them motivated. But it's not true. They're wrong. Humans are naturally curious. They like challenges. The truth is, life doesn't show up in subjects like this. It's a mix of it all. Only in school do subjects come at us in these neat little compartmentalizations with categories and everything stays in its 45-minute slot. That's not how real life presents. So unschoolers say, what if we let kids learn through life? What if we, as parents who have more life experiences, help kids find resources and opportunities that they don't know about? What if we help them grow the interests that they have? Now, the argument comes, well, yeah, but we've got to make sure they know the basics first. But unschoolers know that the basics are the basics because they weave through daily life. They show up often. And then as parents, we're involved with our kids' lives, and these basics are happening with daily activities. Because really, if it's just not going to show up in real life, do we need to spend 12 years, 5 days a week talking to the kids about it? There's another aspect that's on the other side of the spectrum that is, okay, it's fine for kids to play and explore when they're little, but when they get older, they have to buckle down. Adulthood, it's just around the corner. And we have to get them prepared for college or for a career path. And so, while yes, we want everybody prepared for adulthood, we want them to have every opportunity. We don't want our life choices or their life choices to ruin their chance for success. But we've been convinced that school knows best. They want us to keep the kids on this conveyor belt from high school classes to college with blinders on them so that they don't get distracted by their interests or their hobbies. For so many teens, they up the pressure and they remove the fun, and then they wonder where the teen's spark went. Where did that little kid that loved learning go? Well, we as a society and a family stayed bent on staying in that agreement with the school system that we would keep their nose to the grindstone in spite of what the kids were showing us that they needed. Not that parents are really to blame, they're just doing what's familiar. They think this is what good parents do. But unschooling parents, they go a different route. Everybody in society goes off to the left with conformity and attaboy stickers and gold stars and people pleasing, trying to gain approval, and then we go off to the right, ready to explore and to dive into life. It's not that unschooling parents are different, it's just that something happened that made them take those blinders off. Maybe they listened to their kid when he said he was miserable or not enjoying learning or bored out of his mind. Or maybe they remembered feeling the same way. Or maybe you had a perfectly good experience in school yourself, but you can see that your child is a different person with different personality traits, and the school system is not the best option for them. Because something else that unschooling parents know is that we have options, that learning can happen in so many different ways. Waiting for a teacher to pour information into our heads is one way to learn, but not the only way. We find answers to our questions and solutions to our problems through talking with other people, pulling up a YouTube video, researching on the internet, tinkering on our own. And what's really incredible is that the more we do it, the more we see it was always there. Our desire to learn is in our hardwiring. Schools were always shushing us, so we would be conditioned to listen to them, but we didn't need to. The desire to explore and discover, those things have always been in us innately. That's what unschoolers tap into. And because we as parents are living right alongside them, we see more ways to connect. We notice little things that might help make the experience fuller and richer. We expose them to other places and activities and things happening in the world. And this may feel foreign to a lot of parents, but it's in there. Unschooling parents, we didn't start off confident. I mean, a few maybe they were from the attachment parenting philosophy, and they just continued on with that parenting philosophy as the school bus pulled away from their neighborhood. But usually we start off worried and uncertain, but something in our gut says there's got to be a better way than what we're doing. And I remember when we first started, I thought, second grade, that can't be that hard. And if I botch it, I pay taxes. The school will take him back. But unschooling families, they come in from all different socioeconomic backgrounds, all races, with a variety of educational backgrounds. They're not all choosing from a religious path or hippies in a commune. They live in cities and in the country and in the suburbs and all over the world. Because unschooling works everywhere. The only thing that these regular parents have in common is that they decided that the status quo isn't going to be enough for them. They're going to prioritize their child over what society says needs to happen. Because society doesn't really prioritize your child. That's your job. We can't expect a bureaucracy to care more about our kid than it does about keeping their system running effectively. The only problem, one of the problems, is that the system gets to decide what they consider effective or where they want to set the bar. But you can take back your kids and say, no thanks, I got this. Because you don't have to be a pioneer in this homeschooling thing. Thousands of families have cut a path for you to follow. Unschooled kids have done all the things you were told won't happen if you walk away from school. They've had social lives, they've gotten into college, they've started careers, they've gotten married, they bought homes, they had kids on their own, all because regular people decided to weigh out their options with their eyes open, armed with facts. They decided to make the needs of their own family the priority. So I added these two books on here. Homeschooled Teens is a book that I wrote a few years ago that talks to 75 different young people about what their life was like, so you can hear it firsthand. And then Unschooling Your Teens is a free ebook that I offer that you can access from either of these two websites. And I just really want you to know that you're not alone and you can do this. So reach out if you need a little bit of help. We can help.